3 days, just 3 days is what it took for all of it to come back. Stress and anxiety on all the little things, such as where should we go? What should we do? Should we even do anything at all? And the reason, the why to all of this is simple. It's because I lost my why, my reason to be, even if just temporarily. These videos have been my reason to be here. They've been my reason to wake up every day, the thing that gets me excited and ready to tackle the day. So when I went to New York and was separated from them, I lost my purpose and I had nothing to replace it, which caused all of the effects that I mentioned. However, after some thinking, analyzing my situation and considering all my options, I adapted. And now I'm gonna show you exactly how I did that, so that if you, for whatever reason, ever need to do so as well, you'll be ready and you'll know exactly what to do. When you have a why or a purpose, you shouldn't think of it like marriage. They'll do us apart. Instead, you should think of it like a relationship. A high school relationship, to be more specific. Something that comes in many forms, depending on your life circumstances. With it sometimes being a raging fire that burns bright and intense for a short period of times, while other times, it's a slow burn. It's nowhere near as intense, but it lasts a lot longer. And then other times, it's in the middle, a happy medium, if you will. And just like relationships, purpose, whys, having reasons, it's the exact same thing. Some of these are short-term affairs, fueled by passion and motivation, while others are slow burns that are nowhere near as strong, but they last a lot longer. And while all of this can be disastrous and turn into an absolute car wreck if you don't handle it properly, it can also be a great weapon, your greatest weapon, something that keeps you going at your lowest and advances you far beyond what you thought was possible, if you use it properly. And the best part about all of this, well, unlike with relationships or marriage, you can use multiple of these at the same time. Of course, if you're cautious and use it with tact. So let's talk about it. When I say that you can wield multiple of these at the same time, I don't mean that you should spread your effort and energy thin across multiple things at the same time. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean with all of this is that you need backups, options that you're capable of pursuing when your main objective, your main goal is unavailable for whatever reason. Things that you enjoy doing and really want to do, but aren't the main focus, your main objectives. Write them down or note them down. You got it? Great. Now you have, or you will have once you write them down, a list of things that you can fall back on whenever necessary for whatever reasons. When you sort your priorities and make a list, you guarantee that you always have something to fall back on that means something to you. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, you'll always have something meaningful that you can work on, regardless of the situation you find yourself in. For example, during my trip to New York City, I really focused on taking photos so that I could make my first highlight on Instagram. It was small, even insignificant. However, it lit the fire that I needed. It gave me the passion and motivation to go out and explore the city, because up to that point, the trip had been really bad. And just that simple thing, it got me out and exploring and made the trip so much better than it otherwise would have been. So it doesn't have to be anything big and grand or revolutionary. It just has to be something meaningful, no matter how big or small it is. Look, I get it. We're humans and we can't always be pedal to the metal. To tell you to do that or even hint at doing anything like that would be absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes it isn't because of a lack of purpose that you can't continue, but because you're burned out, empty and tired. And if this is the case, if this is truly the case and you've exhausted all other options doing everything I told you beforehand, then the best thing you can do, the best course of action, is take no action. Just stop. Find something that you enjoy doing, whether it be a recreational activity, a hobby, whatever it is, and do it. Let yourself enjoy it and rest until you're ready to go back to doing what you were doing originally. For me, this was watching scary stories in the car. I could have jotted ideas for more videos, but I was so tired coming into it from all the writing beforehand, and especially after it from all the exploring, that I decided I just needed to unwind, relax. So I plugged in some scary stories and binged the hell out of them, and it was fun. And look, this is not an excuse and a free card for you to stop at the slightest point of inconvenience. For example, not being able to do the main thing you want to do or the first two things on your list. It's not an excuse to stop if those two things fail. Think of this as a last resort, the last thing to do if everything else that we mentioned beforehand and whatever you can come up with ends up failing. Use it, enjoy it, then immediately go back to what you were doing beforehand, because the longer you spend in this state of comfort, the harder it gets to get out. I'm sure that you and I both know that. Oh, we know that all too well, don't we? So please, don't let yourself get stuck. So to recap all of this, you need to have a why or a purpose to constantly chase, because the only way to have a fulfilling life is to constantly be chasing something, striving towards something. And remember, these purposes, these whys, they're not like marriages. They're more like relationships. They come, they go. Some last longer, some last shorter. Some are bright and intense, others slow burns. Remember, you need to have a list of things that you can always do that mean something to you. Make a list, 5, 10, 15, 20 things from most meaningful to least meaningful, and write them down. Have them there so you can always be ready for whatever situation. And if all else fails, and after all of this, you're still feeling burned out and tired, then take a break. But just remember and be fully conscious of the fact that this is a temporary break. It's not permanent, so don't let it be permanent. And the reason that I put so much emphasis on this is because I let it be permanent for way too long. And I don't want you to go through that experience either ever or any more than you already have. So that's it. That's all the information I have for you right now. I really hope you enjoyed it and you took something out of it. I don't ask for much from you. All I ask is that you make use of all of this, even if it's just one thing. You already watched the video, so might as well make something out of it, right? But hey, that's your choice, not mine. So do what you will. Stay safe, stay strong, and see you next time, brother or sister. Peace.